Well, it was such a popular video before that we're gonna go back and we're gonna find some interesting things to do at the flea market swap meet thing. This is a completely different one than last week. Today's Sunday. It's kind of late in the afternoon, but we're gonna go anyway. We're gonna check it out. It's gonna be awesome. It's all downtown. There's supposed to be a lot of people. It's gonna be a good time. We're on the hunt. Looks like there's a lot of cars here. People just parked out all back here. You can see down there. We're headed somewhere down that way. We're gonna see what type of cool adventures we can find. It looks like they took a whole street and they kind of turned it into what looks like a little festival with little tents and stuff. We'll see, maybe there'll be some cool snacks, some cool gadgets, and what's even cooler is maybe we can find some ways to make some money. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. We got a lot of people here today. Little voodoo dolls, isn't that interesting? This is a lot more active than the one we went to last time. Isn't this exciting? This is like a festival. Look, they've even got ATMs. What kind of stuff do you guys look for when you go to swap meets and yard sales? I like these designs. Those are pretty cool. That's a mirror. You want to see? Wow. Oh, it looks like hand-carved stuff. Very cool. How about something like that instead of an IKEA cabinet? That would look pretty cool in the van. Wouldn't quite match the color, but you could restain that Luan board. Instead of orange and red, you could have it a darker stained color. That would look pretty good. That's a good name for a stand. Originally, Led Zeppelin got its name because the producer who was supposed to hire him said, "No way, guitar music is on the way out, and your sound and stuff is like a lead balloon." And so they named the band Led Zeppelin, and they took out the A in lead because they didn't want to pronounce Lead Zeppelin. There you go. There's a cool trailer for you. A little tiny house. Cool painting on the side. It's got an old 60s classic style. Live music. All the good stuff.
Okay, so on to some money-making ideas. So besides becoming a starving artist and trying to sell your wares at a sale like this, how can you make some money at swap meets, flea markets, and garage sales? I watch a famous entrepreneur YouTube channel, and his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a social media marketing company CEO, and he really embodies the real hustle of a salesmanship and of an entrepreneur. He got started selling baseball cards as a kid, making like 20 grand a weekend, and that is some serious money for a few hours, and for someone his age. Lately, he's been showing a lot of like real hands-on tips and tricks for people on that grind who need some quick cash. It's not really like the other YouTube entrepreneurs that tell you to do drop shipping or to start becoming an Instagram influencer. That advice never ever works, and those people are just trying to sell you their stuff like a course on how to take selfies or something. It's ridiculous. Gary's a multi-millionaire, but on the weekend he goes garage sailing. He goes from place to place looking for good finds. Then he goes back and sells that on eBay. What's cool is that he walks you through his thought process on what will sell and what won't. He's big into stuffed animals, cards, mugs, Olympic pins, and all sorts of other stuff. You can download the eBay app and literally search for an item right there to see what you could flip it for. For an example, he might spend 50 cents on a mug and then sell it right back on eBay, Etsy, or Letgo that night for like $8. It might seem like a small amount, but it adds up. And the arbitrage is great. You take in the cost of gas and shipping and handling, and people are making of upwards $2K in a weekend, and we could all use $2K. Now, the problem with the van life is that you don't have a lot of space to carry any extra stuff that you're trying to sell. It could take up to a month to sell stuffed animals, even though it normally goes a lot quicker. It's possible to do it if you still got an apartment, or a family member's basement is even better. I know of one individual who does similar eBay selling while he's doing the van life, and they had enough cash flow after a month of doing this to rent out a storage shed where he stored his inventory while he waits for it to sell online. I myself sold a bunch of stuff in my very first video, getting rid of all of my stuff, so it's certainly possible, and there's some great apps out there that just let you scan barcodes of books and different products, and it automatically lists it, gives you the estimated price, everything like that. I believe I talk about that in my very first video, and if not, it's the Amazon Sellers app, which is great. But this stuff is mostly focused on eBay, Etsy, and Letgo. So while I don't have too much advice myself, the goal here in my mind for this video is that I can do sort of attention arbitrage. I don't know how many people listening to this know GaryVee, but here's hoping I can bridge that connection to you guys, and I can refer you to someone who's helped me and give you a heads up on some ideas on how to make that money. I'll link to a playlist with some of his good videos. That's where you'll get the exact steps. I want to play a few clips here so you can kind of get an idea. Some people don't like him when they first see him. He seems like a salesman, a little too energetic or abrasive. I'd say give it a chance. I know everyone watching my vids are on the higher end of the bell curve and have a high IQ and high EQ and can give someone a chance.
The garage sale eBay conversion has some of the biggest margins in the world. I truly believe that every person can make $1,000 a week by waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, garage sailing on a Saturday for 4 hours, and then posting the stuff they find on eBay.
The key is to find something interesting that's underpriced.
Do you have any video games? Literally become educated on VHS and DVD and CD, like arbitrage on eBay, because everybody's selling them at garage sales for like $3 for a box of them, and you'll make $1,000 every weekend. It is my belief that everybody has a ton of tchotchkes, ton of former like clothes, ton of electronics, I'm trying to find my iPhone, but different generation iPhones, flip phone, thank you, Ibra, iPhone 4 sitting in your closet, a RAM man. I believe that if you amass the hours that you allocate to a iPhone game for 3 hours here, to when you're on the bus commuting for an hour instead of just reading, I believe if you take that 1 hour when you're commuting and actually search on eBay and search what are clothes worth, what are hammers worth, like what is this hammer worth? Do you reckon how much this hammer will go for?
$20.
Yeah, $7.99, better than zero, especially when you don't have it.
You have 2 hammers, $14.
Where's the other hammer?
Right.
Fuck, 2 hammers, $14. This hammer might go for $9. But you can easily go search hammer, and you can go then to completed items, sold items, and see what people are doing. The tens of, let's go ask AJ actually. I really had a breakthrough. I asked the audience, there's a lot of people there, how many people want to make $100,000 a year? And I really got them to that honest place where people weren't trying to showboat. 70% of the audience stood up. 70. So I was like, okay, cool. Now we're in an authentic conversation. Enough with this like $1 million or bust, So I was like, okay. And I was like, fuck man, the flip game is real. I can get you to 100. I can get you to 100 with Craigslist and Letgo and Etsy and eBay. Search things on completed auctions, not listing price. A lot of people look at what it's listed for, doesn't mean it's sold it for. Completed auction price.
I really hope that this helps someone out there who needs a little bit of extra cash this month. I was reminded of this while we walked through the swap meet here. Overall, it's a nice outing in beautiful weather. I think tomorrow is about the halfway done mark with this 30-day challenge, 1 video a day. It's still going. Thank you greatly for watching. It really does mean a whole lot to me. I'll see you guys tomorrow.